Have you ever done a forgiveness practice? Like a self-forgiveness? That might be helpful because we all have parts of our story that we hate and that we feel disgusted by or we feel enraged by. There's many parts of all of our stories that we are not proud of. And some people don't even share that with their therapist, even though that's like a non-judgmental space, you know. Some people don't even share that with their partner and they've been together for 3 decades. Um, and that burden eats at us, you know. It really like nags at our physiology. It depletes our psyche. It disconnects us from our heart, from our spirit, from our soul. So I would do an unburdening practice. I would say, you know, what part of me I haven't, what's underneath that I need to, what's within my story that's calling for my love, using that prompt and kind of just allowing yourself to just unload to the paper. And don't be scared, no one's going to read that. It's just between you and the unseen beings who are all here praying for your well-being, you know. All the tapestry of life of these saintly creatures and beings are here supporting your freedom, you know. So I would do an unburdening practice. I would like write down to the paper, these are the parts of me that I'm scared of, these are the parts of me that I hate, these are the parts of me that I'm not proud of, and just let it all flow out into the paper. But don't do it with a glass of wine, obviously. Oh, we're all sober here, thank goodness. I feel like I always have to say that. Don't do this, do this lucid, do this awake, you know. And and um and then once you reach the end of the paper, you say, and I forgive myself for all of this. I can let this go. I can let these parts of me go, you know? And then you may notice that there's one really sticky one, and that's the one that kind of haunts you regularly on repeat at certain hours of the day or on Tuesday at 2 p.m. You know, that one that's very reoccurring. And then connect with that one. In Buddhism, we have a practice called having tea with your demons. And I don't talk about this in this book, but I bring some awareness to that, you know, and the chapter is called Integrating Your Darkness. And it's really calling us to go to the rooms in our house, metaphorical house, that we deem as scary. So the basement, the attic, all the back rooms that we've locked and threw the key away, going there and realize that with the light of our awareness, what we see as a shoelace um, in the floor when we are misguided and we are not bringing our light of our awareness to a shoelace can become a snake, or a robe in the back of the door could be a shadowy figure, you know. So it's all a lot of misinterpretation, you know. A lot of the ways that we've interpreted our stories are based on our conditioning. And I can talk about it from firsthand, from having experienced a full year of paranoia and how much I had, and not the cute little paranoia. Are you so paranoid? Like, no, like clinical paranoia, like not cute, like awful. And how much I was the driver of my own misery. You know, are we communicating? Is this landing a little bit? Yeah? Okay, good. So, unburdening. And it's going to help you see how the stories are so ridiculous and you're okay. And then there's another practice, which I speak about. This one I speak about in detail in the book is it's believing in your own basic goodness. It's truly believing that there's something fundamentally benevolent about you. There's a part of you that's unstruck by poison, by hurt, by pain, by life. It's a part of you that's always at peace. In Buddhism, we call Buddha nature. If you hold perhaps a Judeo-Christian belief, it may be like your soul. Your soul is unpoisoned, and it's not possible to poison the soul. You know, so we're looking at that. We want to touch that part. And the way for us to do this too is when it's hard for us to do. Because to me, believing my own goodness, it was like, I don't think so. I have all this evidence, but the truth is, the evidence were made up stories that my mind showed me to validate a feeling that I wasn't attending to. Are we communicating? And we ended up entering life looking for all the reasons why, and then we find it, right? But one way of touching your own basic goodness is to try to enter the grocery store, the pharmacy, or a dinner party, and just remind yourself that just like you, they want to be happy. Just like you, they suffer. And then go a layer deeper. Everyone in this room has basic goodness. Everyone here, as Ram Dass would say, is God in drag, or is a Buddha in drag if you want to keep with with the lineage that I practice in. And start to see what happens. The more you name that everyone in this room is a Buddha going about these Buddha curriculums, and they're all there practicing their liberation, therefore helping your liberation, we start to shift our view of ourselves. I believe that our biggest culprit, our biggest core wound, is that we don't believe in our fundamental goodness. And it's a bold statement to say this is the core wound. But after having spent enough time in orphan centers, rehabs from Kathmandu to San Diego, and hospitals, and with the homeless community, and with celebrities on TV, literally seeing kind of have seen a really nice chunk of the population, and observing my own inner world and how much chaos is in, and coming down to this deeper layer, I just really didn't like myself at a fundamental level because I thought that I was fundamentally broken, deficient. There was something wrong with me, So if you can see that there's nothing wrong with other people, that their behaviors may be chaotic, that their words may be dysfunctional, that they may actually be active in hurting other people, but underneath the layer, there's something fundamentally good about them. So it's going to call you to do many things here. It's going to call you to do an unburdening practice, be really honest about what haunts you really clearly, and that you can unburden to the paper. And then you're going to have to bring that, which now is in theory, right? I can soften, I can forgive, I can let go. Now, can that, which I did for me, become actualized in community, in the context of relationships? Because the foundation of this book is saying that freedom is relational. It can only happen in community. So the work of you writing the letter, it's 50% of the work. It's between you and you, which is fabulous. We have to do that 50%. And now where the work becomes embodied, where the work becomes you, where you actually change, it's when you are engaged with other people. And if you are bringing a forgiving heart to yourself, can you bring a forgiving perspective to others? Can others make mistakes and I can forgive them? Can I disentangle behavior from self? Can I live in paradox? Can I open myself up to that? Long answer for a short question, but I hope that landed for you in some way.